You know, it's interesting. I've had the chance now to be CEO of the public transportation system in Rochester for about 7 years. And when we started out, it was so upside down financially. Literally, as a percentage of budget, we were upside down about where the federal government is today. So it was really in some pretty serious trouble. And what we were looking at doing was sort of the typical government solution: raise fares on folks, cut the quality of the service, and lay off a bunch of employees. And what we've been able to do over the last 7 years is take this public sector service that we provide, but do it with a private sector mindset. And the result of that, instead of losing $30 million, we've actually made $34 million over the last 5 years. Instead of raising fares, we actually cut fares for people. And instead of taking more taxpayers' money, we actually are 35% less reliant on taxpayer dollars today than we were 7 years ago. You know, I think one of the things that you see, particularly in public sector management, is what I call organizations that go on a Sunday afternoon drive. And it's so easy to remember as a kid, you would go and pile into the back of the car, and your dad would go out and take you on a Sunday afternoon drive, and it would be a very paternalistic process. A lot of public agencies go on Sunday afternoon drives where a paternalistic executive director or CEO or even a mayor or an elected official will take an organization sort of lurching left and lurching right and lurching left, and you don't really know where it is you're going. We've employed what we call destination management, where we pull out a map, put an X on it, and we drive to that spot. And that real distinction from Sunday afternoon drive management to destination management has allowed us to enjoy the results that we do today. You know, we've written this book called Driving Excellence, and it comes from a customer service campaign that we started about a half a dozen years ago. Most public transportation systems pick up passengers, and what we actually did was hold a news conference back half a dozen years ago now, where we said we're no longer going to pick up passengers. And people sort of nudged me and hit me in the ribs and said, Mark, it's a bus company. That's sort of what we do. We've made the transition to picking up customers rather than passengers. And the mindset that we have to have, that we don't think of it as a bus, we think of it as a store. That we don't think of it as a fare box, we think of it as a cash register. That we don't offer a service, we sell a product for the customer to be able to buy. And so making those kinds of changes is what the title of the campaign came to: provide a service, a product to customers, called Driving Excellence, and that's the name of the book. I think one of the most important things when you're going to sit down and talk with any group of people, whether it's around a kitchen table or at a podium or any location that you might be, is to understand what is it that the group needs from you. You know, we've all had a variance of different experiences, but what is a group really looking to see where you can provide value? And so anytime before I want to, I'm going to be in a position to speak with a group, I really want to learn from them, what is it that I can do to bring value to that particular conversation? And the more time that you spend on the upfront really allows that experience at the podium to be much more powerful for the audience. Yeah, the book, I'm obviously thrilled that the book is successful. We launched and we were #1 on Amazon for new business releases. But what excites me is not being at #1 or those sorts of things. What excites me is taking this passion that I have for public sector management, for not-for-profit groups, for any of those public policy type institutions, and demonstrating to them that it doesn't have to be like most people run public agencies, or that we have to struggle, that it is possible to actually cut taxes and provide a higher quality service, that it is possible, because we've done it, to actually cut fares, run surpluses, and reduce reliance on taxpayer dollars. So if you can take that message of what we've already done and help a not-for-profit, or help a county, or help a transit system, or help a school district perform at a higher level, that's exciting stuff. I think one of the things that we've worked very, very hard to do is to not just accept this mindset that government agencies or not-for-profits or really any kind of public institution can't make it on its own, that all we can do is sort of put our hand out and ask for more from the taxpayer. And what I love about speaking to different groups across the country is to work with them to see that there can be a smarter way. Think of what it's like to go home and to be able to say, aha, I've figured out how to do this. We really can cut taxes, provide a higher quality service, and not ask for more money from people. That's wonderful to make that connection and have people leave an experience and say, I know how to do this now.